of contrast, beauty and adventure. If you were ever thinking of visiting New Zealand, you really should.
To help you drive safely in New Zealand, we've created this short video with some helpful driving tips.
Some things are exactly like you'd expect. Driving in New Zealand is like anywhere. You've got to have your current driver's licence and you've got to wear your seatbelt when you're driving.
Obviously, you're not allowed to drive while drunk, and the driver can't use their phone while driving.
New Zealand drives on the left side of the road. If you're from one of these countries, this means everything is going to be reversed for you. To help you out, some intersections have signs pointing to which side of the road you should be on. If you get confused and spot one of these, follow it.
A useful guide is that the driver should be closest to the centre line. If there is a passenger seat between you and the centre of a two-way street, pull over and reorient yourself.
Most road signs are self-explanatory. This is the speed limit, road construction, no stopping, no parking, and this side means you can drive up to the national speed limit of 100 kilometres per hour.
Hang on, that looks like a very narrow bridge ahead. This is a one-lane bridge, and it has a specific set of rules in order to be crossed safely.
If the large arrow points ahead, then you have the right of way and can cross, making sure you go back onto the left lane upon exiting the bridge. If someone is already on the bridge, then you have to wait.
If the small arrow points ahead, then you do not have the right of way, and it is your responsibility to wait until all oncoming cars have crossed. A couple of bridges in New Zealand also share the road with trains. As you can imagine, the train always has the right of way.
Half of the 1,500 railway crossings in New Zealand have alarm bells just like these. However, for the other half, you need to slow down and check it's clear before proceeding. There are around 24 collisions per year between trains and motor vehicles on public road crossings in New Zealand.
When you see a speed limit sign, it's not a target that you must achieve. You should go slower if you don't feel comfortable. If you do go slower, pull over in a safe area and let others pass.
The passenger plays an important role when driving in New Zealand.
Any use of a device, such as a GPS, a travel app, or a map, must be delegated to the passenger.
The passengers can also play an important part in making sure the driver is free from distractions and able to safely drive. If the driver is tired, or if they want to see the scenery, suggest pulling over in a safe area that doesn't obstruct traffic, such as a rest area.
If you are stopping often, keep in mind you'll need to adjust your total driving time.
When you're ready to turn back onto the road, make sure it's clear of traffic, you indicate for at least 3 seconds, and that you stay on the left-hand side.
Tourists often struggle to see all the sights they wish during their trip, simply because the sights are spread out across all of the country. Locations that appear close on the map can actually be quite far away due to extreme terrain and the winding roads.
If you are considering driving for a long period, be sure to take plenty of rest stops and to enjoy the awesome scenery.
New Zealand roads, even state highways, can be extremely windy. It's important to slow down and take note of any speed restriction signs that you see when you're approaching the corner, and above all, make sure you always stay in the left lane.
Driving on wet or gravel roads can make cornering a bit trickier, so you'll need to take extra care.
If you're driving and someone at the side of the road waves at you like this, that is a New Zealand indicator that there is a road hazard just ahead, so slow down.
Farmers are required by law to put up signs that they are moving animals on the road. Ideally, this would be flashing lights, but it can be as little as a bit of cardboard with the word stop painted on it. If you see a stop sign, slow down and keep an eye out for animals. If the road is completely blocked, simply stay on your side of the road and slowly drive past or through the herd.
If you're travelling with children, this moment will be a highlight. In New Zealand, it's required by law that all people in the car must wear seatbelts. This includes children and babies. All children under the age of 7 must be in an approved child restraint.
To safely pass another vehicle, such as a car or a tractor, you need to be extremely careful. Ensure the road is clear, there are no vehicles passing you, and the vehicle that you are passing doesn't change course. Indicate for at least 3 seconds, and if you don't feel confident or safe, don't pass.
On some sections of road, there will be a solid yellow line on your side of the centre line. This is a no passing line. No passing lines are there to show it is unsafe for passing due to windy roads or something that makes it difficult to see oncoming traffic.
You'll notice the yellow line is now on the other side of the centre line. This means that the no passing rule now applies to traffic coming the other way. Keep in mind that if there isn't a solid yellow line, it isn't necessarily safe to pass.
When approaching an intersection, slow down and look in all directions. Keep in mind that the closest traffic to you will be coming from the right, so be careful not to nudge out too far.
If you're approaching a give way sign, you need to be prepared to stop and proceed only when it's certain that it's safe.
A stop sign means you must come to a complete stop. You can only proceed when you have given way to all vehicles.
It's important to be extremely cautious at any intersection. To make this easier on yourself, you may like to rent an automatic rather than a manual, so you don't have to change gears with what would probably be the other hand that you're used to.
This sign indicates an upcoming roundabout, which is a round intersection that works a bit like a flowing four-way stop. Since all traffic moves in a circle, you need to check to your right to determine when it is safe to proceed.
When turning left, indicate left and turn as you would at a normal intersection. If you are turning right, indicate right as you enter the roundabout clockwise, then indicate left as you prepare to exit. If you're going straight, only indicate when you're about to exit. In the case of a two-lane roundabout, both lanes can often go straight, but you'll need to be in the right lane if you're turning right and the left lane if you're turning left.
To help you travel around New Zealand, the passenger might like to use the free travel app Campermate, which shows real-time road warnings, locations of petrol stations, public toilets, eyesights, accommodation, and pretty much everything you need when you're on the road.
By taking care while driving on the roads, you'll keep yourself and those around you safe.
So, welcome to New Zealand. Be sure to get a great night's sleep because you aren't going to want to miss a moment of your time here.